Welcome to the Fashion Art Direction talk that is to accompany a visit day. My name is Leslie Raven and I am the Programme Leader for Fashion Art Direction. This talk is going to cover the skills and knowledge that are required and explored and extended during the study of Fashion Art Direction at Man Met. I'm going to start by talking about first year work, and you will see that on each slide it is labelled with L4 or L5 or L6, and that relates to the different levels of the programme. So the level 4 is the first year programme of study within Fashion Art Direction. And the following few slides are talking about a first project that students undertake, and this had a focus of Vivienne Westwood. During this year, there is a show of Vivienne Westwood's work at the Atkinson Art Gallery in Southport. In collaboration with this gallery, with the curator and with Malcolm Garrett, with whom his collection of work is on display, focusing on Vivienne Westwood, the students were set a project to develop a talk to accompany this. And here you can see there is an audience sat within the gallery, and there is a slide talk ensuing, and you can see there are 3 students that are talking in turn. So as part of preparation for devising a talk about Vivienne Westwood, the students were set in the first instance a research project. They discussed and researched Vivienne Westwood in general and then divided themselves up into groups so that one group of students would investigate Vivienne Westwood past, one group of students would investigate Vivienne Westwood present, and similarly one set of students would investigate Vivienne future. And here on the following few slides you can see a number of fad practices that have been developed during the research to investigate Vivienne Westwood. And here you can see there are concerns about Vivienne Westwood and the work that she is currently doing in the present and in towards the future with regards to her work linking to Extinction Rebellion and climate change and fashion sustainability. And here the students have planned and devised a shoot in an external location that shows the tensions of the fashion industry and the impact that fast fashion has had on the planet. The students conducted their talk. At the end of the talk, they came to the front of the auditorium, they sat down, they had an open mic with the audience that were a mix of older generation belonging to the Art Society in Southport, and also to a number of schools that came in to listen to the talk as well. So it was a great opportunity for Fashion Art Direction students within their first year to really talk about what they'd been investigating, how they'd been researching Vivienne Westwood, and how they'd showcase this. They'd selected a number of images to talk about Vivienne Westwood, and they'd also used primarily collage to illustrate their thoughts and processes. Moving on to a further project that the first year students have been studying is Fashion Beast Evolution. So this again is a first year project. When the students come in, they're tasked to work in small groups to research a theme, and the theme they were given was really broad. It was called Fashion Beasts. The students were allocated into groups. Each were given a different topic, such as aliens or deities, that they could independently and in a group come together to research and develop their ideas around these themes. And here you can see there is an example of images where the students have worked within a group to style, shoot and film their idea of a fashion beast in the middle of society. They were trying to get the viewers and the audience in and around Manchester to look at this person in society, and they were to observe both from their perspective and from the perspective of the passerby as well. And one of the main ways of working within fashion art direction is shooting, styling and filming. And here is an example of how the students have created contact sheets and the decision-making processes that they're going through in order to select and edit appropriate images for using for their portfolios or using to turn into posters, or maybe selecting for including in a zine. So here you can see they're really clearly starting to articulate that thought process and make decisions for which images might be better than another. Here is a further example of the Fashion Beast evolution outcomes. This time the students have extended their skills from photography into moving image. The previous slide shows the skills that the students are continuing to develop, not only in starting to do filming and editing and styling, also bringing in makeup and further applying the research that they have been doing under that theme of fashion beasts. And they were looking to find locations that resonated with research into mythology and religion and deity, as previously mentioned. So here is another example of fashion art direction. Here working in collaboration with fashion, a Fad Fash collab, where students collaborated with first year fashion students who'd been working developing their skills in screen printing and textile construction techniques to create a number of garments that were inspired by clashing notions. And here this image shows a concept of Lolita by the Russian novelist. And the students had worked, the fashion art direction students had found appropriate locations on which to showcase this work. And here again, showcasing the garment within the setting of a music store, and you can see that the construction and creation of the garment with the checkerboard texture is here matched quite well against the records within the store. All of this work that the students created culminated in an exhibition that was showcased in Stockport War Memorial and Art Gallery, and here is the dates of the exhibition, and it runs for the month of March in 2020. And here you can see that these are some of the work that goes into the exhibition, and these images were also showcased on Stockport Council website And here it shows that the students were investigating the regeneration of the town and how fashion could be used to explore this concept well. The students using the garments by the fashion students and using the location setting of Stockport shot their images within scenes. And here you can see that they're using the setting. The first image on the left is of the church setting, and then again Stockport Market. These images are on display within the art gallery. Moving on to talk about level 5 students within fashion art direction, they're very much focusing on further developing the skills embedded within level 4. So here at level 5, a key project, again working with fashion students to showcase their work. They work within the second term to develop a presentation. Students work in groups to devise and plan an external facing fashion show. And here you can see that there are garments that have been displayed within the gallery and the audience are coming in and interacting, and you can see that there are a number of props that have been sourced with accompanying sound and images as well. And here are some detailed shots of these. So the students are also documenting this work for further promotion, both on the FAD Instagram and also for publication within zines that they start to develop to accompany their work as well. Each year, the students select different themes for the presentations. They work in small groups to develop these ideas. They then pitch these ideas to the fashion students, which the fashion students vote on which is the best idea, and the best idea then goes forward and goes into production, and a small group of students, perhaps 20, work together as a team to plan that show. And there are further examples of how these have been portrayed over a number of years. Further to developing skills for collaborating to produce fashion art direction outcomes, the students also work independently, and here this slide shows a number of zines that were produced independently in response to London Fashion Week men's collection. And here they're on display in a small independent bookshop within Stockport called Rare Mags. And here you can see that the zines have been produced in analogue format and were showcased for sale. There was also a launch event at which the general public were invited, and the mags were also published online for purchase as well. This brings me towards the end of the presentation. For level 6 work, it would be great if you could look at the FAD Instagram to see the work that students are further extending their skills, developing their ideas towards having greater autonomy so that they are working independently to source the partnerships that they wish to work and collaborate with, and the details will be shown on the Instagram slides. And this is just to say many thanks for listening. If you have any questions, please email direct to myself, Leslie Raven, at the address detailed below. Thank you.